Where do you typically play at?
The Abbey has been 3 times, so I've only played golf now 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
The Abbey 3 times, and then last weekend we played the Skyline Yard.
Okay. Okay.
Which was a little packed, but it was a lot better than the Abbey.
Yes.
The only downfall was the greens were freshly aerated, so they were a little bouncy. But besides that, they were good.
And you said you've got a 2 or a 3-year-old?
She's turning 2 next month.
Good to hear.
And then another one on the way.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Do you know the sex, boy, girl?
Not yet, but she did the blood test that they can do.
Mm-hmm.
And we get that, I want to say, in 2 weeks. So then, we're not hiding from everybody. We have 3
Not
kids.
gonna do no
we have
crazy
2,
gender reveals?
No, we have 2 kids, so it's at this point it's just, you know, hey, we got another one coming.
I find some of those old videos of those gender reveals where you can just see the daddy's like, like, oh God, it's pink, or you see the wife, it's blue.
My wife is convinced it's a girl.
Okay.
She's diehard convinced. But I really don't care as long as it's healthy. That's what I
As
told
long
her.
as it's healthy, absolutely. Yeah, I've got 2 little girls, and all I ever cared about was just making sure they were healthy and happy.
Yeah.
And able to tie their own shoes when they get older, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. My wife goes, what if the blood test comes back that it's, you know, a little... I was like, I mean, listen, we got to raise it. She goes, I don't know if I'm built for that. I was like, don't worry.
You'll figure it out.
We got it.
It'll be just fine. Now, did you say you tried out for the Olympics, or you were on the
So I was
Olympics?
on the junior Olympic team, but I was 5th in the nation, so I was 2nd shooter reserve.
Okay.
So I've shot in 2 World Cups.
Nice.
So I got a silver and a bronze medal.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough stuff right there, man.
How I got into being able to shoot was kind of funny. So you always have 3 shooters and you have 2 retainers. Both times I went, the 4th place guy couldn't make it. One time his daughter was being born.
Oh.
And then the other time his grandmother was sick.
Oh.
So I went to Germany and Italy, and one of the guys, he had a Krieghoff, the type of shotgun, and it broke, and he couldn't compete that day. Like, in practice, he could compete, but then it broke at the end of practice, so I had to fill in. So I covered for him, and I lost gold in a shoot-off by 1 bird.
Oh, wow.
And then the bronze one was I was shooting bad the whole first round, like the whole first day. And then the second day I shot a perfect 150. So it made up for it to where I was in the final 6 shoot-off.
Mm-hmm.
And I shot a 28 and silver and gold shot 30s.
Wow. Do you still participate in any of that anymore?
For fun, charity shoots, stuff like that. I used to do exhibition shooting. So
Okay.
it's like trick shooting.
Okay.
It's just like for events where they have fun and...
Like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, pretty
shooting.
much.
Gotcha. All right, big guy. Give me about 3 more here, and then we're going to take a look on video. Any questions right now before we begin, Eric? Zach?
Do you see anything significantly that I'm doing wrong?
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. There's kind of a little bit of a list here, but
That's good. Hey, at
We
least.
start with one thing and we move to the next thing, right?
Yep.
Now I take it that you being an athlete, that you probably learn things better through a visual means. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
A visual and then like repetition, because like I used to shoot from 9 to 5 every day for 4 years.
Okay.
So like shooting has a very visual response.
Mm-hmm.
You either hit the clay and it explodes, but if you end up, let's say, hitting the clay slightly behind, you're going to break the back left, but you're going to get a giant piece that's just going to dart off to the right.
Okay.
Or if it's a right to left, you're going to get all of a sudden where that piece just falls,
Okay.
because all your pellets kind of slowed it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to the point where you can see the actual pellets flying through the air.
Okay.
It looks like a teardrop. So you start. I'm a visual person, but like repetition is a key thing.
Gotcha.
Like
I think
muscle
those are two-
muscle memory.
Yeah, those are two things that are vital in the game of golf for sure. Good. That's pretty cool. All right, big guy. Ready to take a look at that one?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look here. Let's do this. Give me one more real quick. That way we're kind of more in focus a little bit. All right. Let's take a look. Much better. All right, so face on. We've got Justin Thomas over here on the right. We've got you on the left here a little bit. Okay. A few things that I kind of notice here off the bat. One, we need to work on our grip. Okay. When I see your grip, you've got your right hand underneath over here a little bit like that. So that's kind of, we want to kind of get that more on top. Looks
Okay.
more like if I was fishing.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, instead of over here.
Okay.
Okay, so if I was holding an old Zebco, like this, instead of like that, right?
Okay.
The other thing I see here, what club do we have there?
Pitching wedge.
Pitching wedge. Okay, so probably a little too far back in the setup a little bit here, and the hands are just a little too far forward.
Okay.
Okay, so if I kind of show you this, right, as a visual, right? If I take the shaft, or if I take the handle and I move it this way, which way is the face?
It's more open. It's also
Correct.
Right.
If I move it back this way, which way is the face?
closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can see that maybe getting that more in a neutral position, or maybe just slightly hands ahead, would have more of a square clip face.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Because if I get like this, here's a few things that happen. Once I start to do this, right, you see how much I've got that shaft forward?
Mhm.
Look what happens to my shoulders.
Yeah.
What happens to my path?
It's coming over.
Correct. So that's kind of a part of it right there. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's kind of work through the motion here a little bit. Okay. Probably like to see this right foot a little bit more squared up, and then we can. I like where the left foot is, just slightly turned out just a bit, about a quarter of a turn. All right. As we go through here. So as we go here, we're going to take a look at what your head movement is and what your hip movement is. Okay, so we're looking at this and looking at this.
Mhm.
Okay. So your hip movement's not too bad. You're getting your hip back behind you, which is good. Okay.
Okay.
But the issue I have, what I see here is, see how much your head's gone back here?
Yeah.
Okay. If I look at JT here, right?
Mhm.
you see his head doesn't really go terribly too far off that line.
Yeah.
Right? You can see yours is probably
Yeah.
every bit of 8 inches, maybe even
A whole
foot.
nother head, pretty much.
Right. So what that does, and we'll kind of see here, but if I had to make a guess, and what I kind of saw and what I'm seeing here, is that when you come through, you probably feel a lot of weight on your right foot. Am I correct on that?
Yes, and I'm trying to make sure to transition it more to the front.
Okay, good. So here's a part of it right here, right? So if
Okay.
I kind of do this, right? If I get all my weight over here, and then I start to swing, I'm going to have more of that weight on this
Yes.
back side. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So you can see how that head significantly worked off that line.
Yes.
Okay. And now you've got yourself to a position where you've really dropped down here, right? And now to make room for your arms, you have to kind of do.
A pull, like, yeah.
Yeah, you got to kind of retract those arms a little bit to
Correct.
get back what your chest has kind of done a little bit. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And there you go. You see all that weight on your back foot right here?
Yeah.
Okay. We got to have that foot in this position where we really feel like we're driving forward.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's kind of break it down in the steps. Let's start with this frame right here. Okay. Then we kind of move through frames. Okay. So the big thing is let's start working on our grip
Mhm.
and our setup. Okay. Let's start working on that, and then we'll start getting into hopefully this session into more of the swing a little bit. But we need to kind of start from start 1, start 2,
Yes.
start 3. Right. So the big thing is right now is getting you in a position where you can actually hit the ball. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Okay. All right. So as you can see here, we got JT right here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A few things that we kind of see. We're going to go over the grip first. Okay. So go ahead and grip the club for me, if you would, please. Any questions of what you see up there? Anything I can kind of answer?
No, this is actually really useful because I can see it a lot more.
Right. Yes. I mean, I think, and the big thing is getting yourself compared to people that we want to kind of emulate. Really kind of shows us, right? So
So then this is the grip you were talking about.
we're going to get rid of this. Okay. Now, what I want you to kind of do, right, as a beginner, right,
Mm-hmm.
get on Amazon and get yourself what we call a grip trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it can be a solid piece of something like this that you can put on a club, or they've got some of the snap-on ones now too. So this is going to be what we're going to kind of work on to get a feel, right? He's talked about repetition,
Yeah.
repetition, repetition, right? So what we're going to do, take that, okay, let me see your left hand. Okay, it's going to be in here, over, good, this, over.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sure that feels completely different than what you're used to.
My right hand, yes. My left hand, no.
Okay, that's
left hand,
fine.
this feels normal.
Right, as I look on the camera here, right, I don't see terribly too much difference from what I see with JT, but this guy, right, you see how he's really under?
Yeah, he's sitting like this compared to, I guess, rolling, capping the stump.
Yeah. But this would be if I said, hey, I want you to go fishing, right? And
Mhm.
this was your right hand. That's kind of more the motion, that Zebco motion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that give you a good sense of what we're trying to feel right there?
Yes.
Okay. So what I want you to do here for the next 2-3 minutes, okay? I
Mhm.
want you to grip, regrip, retrain your mind on that, okay?
Mhm.
And then we're going to grab the club and see how you're getting that transfer of knowledge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and start on up there, okay? All right. Feel it in the fingers, right? You feel it in the fingers there?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. So we just want to grip, regrip that, start training our mind where our hands need to be. Because that's going to be the big thing when we're out there, right? Is that I need that to be just absolutely mindless. One less thing that I need to think about. Okay. Give it just a small little swing too. Try to get a feel for it in your hands as it kind of moves. How does your release feel now?
I guess, more neutral. Like, I'm not feeling it forced.
Okay.
It kind of feels more as I'm coming up, and then once I'm coming down, the release kind of wants to, I feel like I want to come through here, and then it wants to naturally come out.
Perfect. Perfect. Yep, you're right.
Instead of me trying to, like, remember, hey, once you're here, make sure you release. Like, it was more of a memory thing versus natural.
Yeah, now we're getting our hand in a good position to allow that right forearm to rotate through. Once I get it too far under, then it wants to stay.
It wants to kind of chop through, and then you can't rotate it without rotating your shoulder and chest.
Correct, and it leads to a big over-the-top move.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay, good. Good. All right, Zach, how is that feeling for us? More natural now?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what I want you to kind of do here, we're going to grab our club and try to get that transferred over to that. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, doing good. Okay, good. Good. All right, feeling the fingers. There you go, good. There you go, good. Good. All right, good. So let's talk about posture. How's that feel for you right there? Was it easier to kind of get a feel for it? Okay.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do, okay, when you get home tonight, order one of those up, okay? And what I want you to kind of do is when you're watching your favorite program or just kind of hanging out on the couch or something like that, grab like that little grip minder or something like that, grip, regrip, regrip, you know, do that for about 10 or 15 minutes a night, then grab your club or grab a grip or something like that, and just get that transfer of knowledge. I think if you can do that for a week or so, when we come back for our next session, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's not anything I got to think about, right? But right now you're probably like, I got to get my hands here, I got to get my hands there.
I just kind of made it so, like, the way my brain works is kind of like related to something.
Okay.
So, like, in my brain, that felt more like, it's gonna sound weird, but like the grip of my shotgun, I had a palm swell in it. Like, I got mine made for my hand.
Okay.
And I sat like this in the gun.
Okay.
So that feeling is, the only thing I have to make sure of fingers here, roll this over, and then I'm literally just acting like I'm just grabbing my gun.
Perfect.
And this to me feels a lot more comfortable.
Okay. That's a handsome grip right there. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and set up again for me. Okay. So the other thing that we kind of talked about here a little bit, right? Good. So we're going to get into our posture a little bit now. Okay. But the big thing is, what club do we have? A 9-iron again?
Pitching.
Pitching wedge. Okay. So pitching wedge is going to be played just maybe forward of center a little bit. The butt of the club is going to point just left of your navel, about 1 inch. Okay. So if you start to feel like that's getting towards your left hip,
Too far.
Too far, right? Look where that face is, right?
Yeah, it's open.
Okay. So you've done two things here that doesn't help us, right, when we do that. One, we've taken loft off the face.
Yeah.
Two, we've opened it up.
Okay.
Right? So getting that club back more to a neutral position, or at least the idea that the butt of that club, here's my belly button, is pointing just left of it. And that's a good spot for every club. Okay? Unless we start getting into wedges and back play, that's when we start to change that. But for full swing, That's what we're looking for, that position right there.
Okay.
Okay? So let's kind of come over here and let's talk about posture a little bit. And let's see if we can, because what I kind of see here just a little bit, and I'll take a look down the line here too, is that we've got a lot of bends in our knees here and a lot of chest over the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I were to go, hey, if I were to say, hey, I want you to guard me in basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you'd be in that position?
No.
You get passed all day long,
Yeah.
right? You'd be more in this position, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to feel like we're standing up a little bit taller, okay? And what that's going to do is it's going to allow more rotation through my swing. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
When I start to get bends, that's as far as I can turn. Once I start to stand up,
Yeah.
see my degree of turn starts to really start to open up a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's go over our setup. Okay, so if you'll stand right here next to me. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the club and put it into our left hand, just as so. We're going to put our feet together. Okay, we're going to take the club and point it out just like this. Okay, we're going to take our right hand, put it right here on our belt buckle. We're going to push our hips back ever so slightly. Once we feel a little tension in our hamstrings, crack our knees just a little bit. Now we're going to take equal steps. Okay, let's bring that right hand on into a position. And now all I want you to do is just allow your arms to come down naturally. Good. Okay, good. Give me just a little more. There you go, perfect. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there you go. Okay, now I'm going to kind of move you around just a little bit here. Okay, good. You're in a good position right there. I'll move you just a little bit. There you go. Okay, just soften up that right arm a little bit.
Mhm.
So now when I look at you, right, you're standing a little bit taller, right? You can probably see your shoelaces,
Yes.
okay? And now here's the other big thing. If I take a look here, jump on out. You can jump on out of your position. You see how that's straight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once you start, go ahead and get into your old position that you were getting into, right, with the shaft really far forward and everything like that. Okay. You start to open up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go over that posture again. How did that feel for us?
Felt like I was like I'm really stretching with the club a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That and that might be when we start talking about how tall are you?
5'10", 5'10".
Okay, so they, when we start talking about getting fit for equipment,
Yeah.
they'll start measuring what your arms, your wrist length is,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe we need a little extension. Maybe we got a little shorter arms.
So I did personal training for a while. I got my license and stuff like that. My ape index, so my arms are 8 centimeters shorter than my height.
Okay, so there we go.
Yeah.
That's something I didn't know. So that's probably why we're probably a little bit more over.
Yeah.
Right. And that's probably when we start getting to a club fitter, right? That
Yeah.
he probably put in a 1/2 inch extension to
Mhm.
accommodate what your posture should be.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, which again, like that's my plan is at Christmas, do like a full on get a new set, go get fitted.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, I'm at a beginning level, but I feel like with my arms being shorter than my height,
Mhm.
it is something to take in consideration because that definitely means that my hands are higher up, like a taller person,
Yeah.
than it is a shorter person.
Yes, absolutely. I like to say, hey, if I walked into a suit store, I'm not just going to grab the one off the rack.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to look like an idiot when I go to the wedding, right?
Correct.
So I need to get fitted, right? And that's going to make me look the best, right?
Yeah.
It's just simple like that. But the big thing is I think that's why we're having that reach. When I see you're reaching a little
Yeah.
bit. So let's keep that in mind. That's the posture that we want to keep, right?
Mhm.
Probably for right now, we're probably going to have to bend from the chest a little bit, bend
Okay.
over just a little bit. I don't want to get knees bent.
Okay.
But I'd much
more
rather
more hip bent than knees bent.
yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
So I'd much rather see this than this to bring us down. Does that
Okay,
make sense? Because then you can still rotate and turn a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be a little stuck, but if I get here, then I'm going to get jammed up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go over that one more time, okay? Feet together, left hand out in front, okay? Let's take our right hand, put it right here on our belt buckle, push our hips back ever so slightly, crack our knees just a little bit, equal steps, bring in that right hand, and then just let the club drop naturally, okay? Good, good. Okay, so just this, here we go. There you go, good. There you go, good. Okay. So remember, when we set this up right here, right? You see how that's square?
Yeah.
I don't want to get to the point where I get like that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, so that's where we want to be for our setup.
Okay.
Okay, so that's just going to be practice. For you, you probably feel like you're reaching a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't, obviously you don't, when you see it on video, you don't look that bad, to be
Okay.
honest with you. You may be able to, just a little bit, maybe just a little bit out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? But that's where we want to kind of be. That's the position that we want to be. So you're
Okay.
making a nice triangle here with your arms, right here. Your shaft is in a good position where it's just left of your navel, okay? And you can see the shoelaces on your shoe, okay? Whereas before you had too many bends. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we got to kind of work on right there.
Okay.
Okay? Any questions, big guy?
Not right now.
Okay, so let's do this. With our new grip and new posture, okay, I just want us to take about 4 or 5 swings, okay? Get used to the feel of these positions. They're not sexy, they're not exciting, I'll be honest with you, but it's where we've got to kind of start, right?
Oh, trust me, I do. If you knew what I taught people when they shot, it would look like you shouldn't have a gun.
I get it, man, I get it. You know, I just want to make sure that we get in the foundation of it, make sure that's solid and good, and then we can start moving into more of what your body movements need to kind of be and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Sound
Now,
good?
one question is though is when I'm starting like this, I can naturally feel like how far I need to be.
Mhm.
Can I still start with the club down like this just to feel like where my arm needs to be and then pick up and move?
Perfect. Yes, I'd much rather that. You know,
Okay.
when I watch the ladies, and I watch, you know, not that I say I watch a lot of LPGA, but they always seem to have the best setup, right? And when I watch them, here's the ball, here's their feet. They all get everything centered around that, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you're going to go out with your buddies and they're like this. Cha-cha meringue, have no idea where the center is, right? They're just kind of looking out there doing this, right? So when you get just like this, either one hand or both hands, then build your setup. You're square to everything.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Let's go. So give me about 3 more here, and then just give me an honest assessment of what you're feeling. Give me some words of what you're kind of feeling and what you think, okay? Okay, can you give me an assessment of what we've done here? How's it feel? Do you feel the changes?
I feel like my grip is releasing a lot more consistent. Like I'm not having to force it. It's just like second nature. Like I'm able to sit there and at least just with the grip part when I'm coming back and like this is a much more natural release because I'm not feeling, I guess, cramped into my hip. The bending more at my waist thing and the knees feels a little kind of like different because of baseball. The inherentness was always, you know, when you do baseball, it's knees bent so you can already be loaded and then you're loading through.
Absolutely. I remember back in baseball when when I was doing it, right, is that you wanted to kind of have more of the chest kind of up, knees bent, and then you wanted to, For that, you wanted to drive the back down.
Yeah.
Is what they wanted you to do. Where golf, it's not with the not with the irons, but with the driver, you're definitely trying to hit up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. How does it feel though? Comfortable? Any pain? That's the thing.
No real pain. Just a little bit more tightness in my lower back, just because I am extending more, but not pain. Just more. I'm stretching.
Okay. I think as we talked about, once you kind of get fitted, I think that will start going away because then we start putting our chest in a much more upright angle. So we start taking that pressure off that back, right?
Yeah.
But for right now, let's kind of stick with what we're doing right there.
Yeah.
Unless we start feeling some real pain, then we need to kind of talk about it and figure out another way around it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? All right. So let's talk about a few other things, right? You talked about your over-the-top move, right? So you can see right here, and I want to kind of explain some of these numbers to you. Do you know what any of these numbers mean?
If I remember, negative is left, positive is right.
Correct. So you've done some
carpentry.
carpentry.
My face angle is open. My attack angle is I'm coming over the top because it is a negative.
Correct.
Club path is also negative, which means I am still coming outside in versus inside out or straight on.
Correct. Absolutely. I couldn't say it any better myself. Path over the top. You're swinging towards the third baseman. Let's say.
Yeah.
Okay. Face angle. That's facing towards the first baseman. Okay. What we want to kind of change is we want to reverse those.
Yes.
Okay. I want your face to be more of a positive or closer to zero. Okay. For where we're at right now, if we get to positive, that's great. Okay. But if I can get you to a -1 or -2, that's a lot better than -7. Does that make sense? So getting closer to the world 0, right? Face angle, like to get that probably a little closed or add once again closer to 0, right? And that would be the big thing there. Total 102, launch. Let's see this real quick. I want to see what our low point is. Just want to kind of explain some of the numbers to you in case you have one of these little devices or think about it, right? So low point's pretty good. So you're hitting down on it, which is good. We always want to hit after the ball with the irons.
Yes.
Driver before.
Yeah, because your irons are supposed to be compressing the ball into the ground. That's where you get your ball.
Correct. So let's talk about a little bit about face to path a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to get a few things out here. Okay, and I want you to swing in a direction. And what we're going to do is we're going to work on swing path and we're going to work on face angle a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to try to reverse what you're already doing. Okay. So let me jump on in there real quick and demonstrate what we're going to kind of do. Okay? So I'm going to take this impact bag and I'm going to put it, if this is my center line, I'm going to put it out here to the right. Okay? And I'm going to put this little guy right on over here so it gives us some kind of guide to where we need to swing. Okay? Now let me have your club real quick. Okay? What we're going to do, okay, is we're just going to swing to the point where my left arm is parallel to the ground and the club is kind of in this L position. Okay, doesn't matter if it's here, here, or there, okay? But I want you to kind of do this, L, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to swing along this line here, swinging out towards the second baseman is what I like to say. And what I want you to do is I want you to get the toe of the club into the back. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Here, where are my hands at?
You mean how they're almost along the line of the ball?
Well, you see how my arms are extended out and away from me?
Yeah.
Right, we can see that when you do the over-the-top move, it's this.
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to kind of feel that you're maintaining your arm structure out in front of you.
Okay.
Okay? So if I do that, centrifugal force will get that toe to close. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be our drill once again. Okay, getting that out here, right? Up, toe of the club into the bag. Feel your forearms really rotating and closing that face.
Okay.
Does that make sense? All right. So, and if you don't have an impact bag, I think this is the best. Okay? So,
I've been thinking about it honestly because they're not that expensive.
No, you just throw some old jeans or towels in there, or maybe your wife has an old book bag or a purse that she doesn't use.
I have tons of bags from shoots that I've been given.
Throw that thing in there and you're good to go, pal. Okay, so go ahead with your setup. Any questions of what we're trying to do here?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right, so go ahead and go. Toe into the back, swinging out towards that second baseman. Good. Again. See how your arms are extended?
Yes.
Okay. So do that one more time for me, and I'm going to ask you a question. Oh, I can't do that now. All right, so when you came through, did you notice how much your weight's moving forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were we fighting? That weight being on the back foot.
Correct.
Right? So does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, because if I am swinging more inside, I'm like trailing a lot of weight through this leg when I'm coming this way. Compared to but this is how I feel, is when I'm coming out, I feel that weight want to instantly transfer here.
Yeah. I mean, what you're doing, in so many words, what you're doing when you do this, you're allowing your hands to have a path. When you go that way, you cut your hand path off. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And when I do that, something has to stop to allow that, right?
Yeah.
If I want to go through a door and there's two people going through, somebody has to stop and let the other person go through, right?
Correct.
Who's going to stop? The chest is going to stop.
Yeah.
And the hands take over. But if I swing out over here, everything can work in conjunction.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Once again for me, big guy. Good. Okay. So, what we want to kind of do here, let's hit a few balls here. Okay, we're going to hit about 4 or 5 balls. Let me jump on in there on you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Demonstrate what we're going to kind of do here. So I'm going to kind of leave this guy on over here. Okay, we're going to get rid of the impact bag. Okay, I want you to imagine it there in front of you, okay?
Mhm.
But what we're going to kind of do here, right, is that we're still going to get to about left arm parallel, okay? I want you to swing along, okay? And all I want us to kind of do is feel like we're kind of hitting a more of a low punch shot. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So it's going to look a little bit more like this. Here. Okay? Maintaining my arm structure out in front of me. Do you see how I've created another L over here now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of vital. Let me do it one more time so you kind of see here. All right, so once again, here, all right, swinging out, closing the club face. Okay? What I want to kind of see here, okay, path was a little bit over the top, I guess, but what I want to kind of start seeing is this more of a positive or closer to 0, and this being a little bit of a negative. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so let's kind of do that. What do you say?
Yes, sir.
All right, and the big thing is just getting that ball, getting you to see that ball going right to left.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a big thing for us. Okay? All right, big guy. All right, feel like you're swinging out towards the second baseman and releasing those hands. All right, pretty good. Getting straighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep going. Okay. After this grouping of balls, give me a fair assessment of what you're feeling, okay?
That was me looking at that.
That's fine, but hey, here's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
Look at our club path. It's just slightly over the top now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's big. That's where
Yeah.
first I want to fix this,
Yeah.
then we can fix that. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? In the order of...
The grand scheme of things.
Correct. Correct. I got to get you swinging in the right direction, then we can get working on that face a little bit. Trying to get them match up, but... Okay, let's keep going. Keep going. Give me an honest assessment. What are you feeling?
It'd be when I'm back here
Mhm.
and when I'm coming through,
Mhm.
I feel like I'm carrying the weight more forward.
Good.
Like I do feel like the weight transfer is a little bit more prominent.
Okay,
To
good.
where I feel like I'm coming out and my arms are able to, I guess, carry my chest forward.
Okay,
Would
good.
be a good way to put it.
Good, good. So that's kind of what we want to feel a little bit, right?
Yeah.
We still need to kind of work on that path. It's still coming a little bit over the top, just a little bit, okay? So we need to kind of figure out a little drill for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Give me, you got one. You got that one on video. Let's take a look and see. Yeah. So let's see how we're doing with the changes just a little bit. Liking the grip. Okay, the grip's getting better right there from what I can kind of see. Seems like we've kind of stood up just a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Okay, let's kind of take a look as we kind of move here. Alright, so we got to work on that head movement just a little bit. That's causing that over the top a little bit too. Okay.
Making my right pocket more towards the target, I assume, is what you're saying? That hip movement, trying
Yeah,
to
so
rotate that right pocket out.
Right, so I want to. So I think what I'm going to kind of finalize our session here with is a tilt and turn drill for you to kind of feel.
Okay.
Okay. What I want to try to do, accomplish on this, right, is try to get rid of some of this lateral movement that you feel, right, and try to get you to turn more.
Okay.
Okay. So let me kind of go over the things that we've talked about before I give you this little drill here a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
First thing we've talked about is our grip. Okay,
Mhm.
making sure that we get that, especially with the right hand, more over top. Okay,
Yeah.
with that feeling. Okay. Our posture, we need to feel like we're standing a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Right. Feeling like we're bending from the waist,
Not the knees.
not the
Yes.
knees. Right, and that's going to be the big thing, letting our arms hang down naturally.
Mhm.
Okay. Now the third thing that we kind of talked about or worked on, right, is that we want to kind of get a little device like this and just kind of make small swings out to
Remember
the
that
right.
we're going this way,
Yeah.
not this way.
Correct. So if I were to say, hey, you've bowled before, I'm sure, 1,000
Yes,
times,
yeah.
right? If I said, hey, you know, you've got the little dots here, right? Right? As you go, right, let's say this is the center dot. Which, if I was bowling, my right hand's going to go over the right dot.
Yeah.
Okay? That's your swing path.
Mhm.
Okay? Out to the right. Okay? What is your face? Your palm.
Mhm.
Right? So if I'm bowling, my arm goes out to the right, but what does my hand do?
It comes over the top.
Correct. Correct. So that's the visual that I want you to kind of have. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
yeah.
So I want you to feel like you're bowling out to the right. I'm swinging out to the right, and my hand is closing that.
Okay.
Okay. Does that give you a visual?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me give you a drill to kind of help you with your tilt and turn.
Mhm.
Okay. Because you can see you've got a lot of lateral sway going off the ball here
Yeah.
a little bit, right? And what we want to kind of do here, right? If you look at JT. Right? And really any golfer, I'm sorry, that's not directly through the middle, but you can see that he turns more around his spine,
Yes.
where yours is kind of floating. Does
Yes.
that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little thing right here and I'm going to demonstrate this for you. And this is another drill that I want you to kind of work on when we're at home. Okay, I'm going to grab an alignment rod. If you stand right over there, I'll kind of show you what we're going to kind of do here. All right, now the other thing is if you don't have any alignment rods, perfect. Perfect.
They live in this bag.
Perfect, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one alignment rod, we're going to put it right here on the ground, okay, as so. We're going to take our stance, we're going to put our right foot just outside of that, okay. We're going to take this alignment rod and put it right along our shoulders line, okay. I'm going to get into my posture as so. I'm going to get like a little object, like a stool or something like that, and I'm going to turn to basically the top middle of this, okay. So if you kind of see, I get right here, and all I want to focus on is turning this to the top. That's it. That's all I'm going to focus on. And watch what my body does naturally.
Yeah.
Okay? So you can see the shaft is, or this stick is parallel to the one on the ground. Don't want to go over. See how my head moves?
Yes.
Okay? But I want to get on in here and I want to feel like my left shoulder turns down and around. See how my head stays there?
Yeah.
How I turn around my spine. Does that make sense? Jump on in here. Okay? Do a couple of these, kind of go over what our drills need to be, and I'll let you go be free in the world. How's that sound? Enjoy your Saturday.
Top of the shoulders or in front of the shoulders?
Right here on the nodules.
Got it.
There you go. Okay, get yourself in a good posture. Good. Yeah. Okay, do that real quick. Okay, turn and hold. Where do you feel the pressure in your feet? Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, on the outer edge of my feet. Like so, this one's here, this one's on the ball.
Okay. So what we want to kind of feel here, I want to do it again. Okay. And what we want to kind of feel, okay, is I want to feel like this foot almost wants to turn out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what it does. It's coming, the weight's coming this way, and it feels like if I let it, it would spin.
Okay. So you're probably, if I were to describe it a little bit better for you, you're feeling more of the weight on the inside. Going into the heel.
Yes, into the heel. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. Okay, good. Now the other part is, right, do it again for me. Okay. Do you feel a little pressure on the inseam here?
Yes.
Okay. So when we talk to some of the big guys up there, right, on the PGA, where they're really harnessing their feels are in their feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the only thing that we connect to the ground a little bit, right? So they really want to feel like they're pushing into that ground, and they want to feel like they're pushing back up and out. Does that make sense? So now you're starting to use ground forces instead of lateral forces.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So now when you turn, you feel yourself getting pushed into the ground than if we were just like an ice skater skating on top of the ground. On top. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so let's keep doing that for a few more times, and then give you your lesson plan for the day. Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, one more. Good. So let's take a look at this gentleman compared to the one that we saw on here. Okay. So if you come on over here, let's take a look at this guy. Watch this motion here. Okay. Now let's look at this guy.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Okay.
My hip is staying more in line with my foot, my left hip, my lead hip. And then my trail hip is even getting more rotation, that back pocket towards the target.
Correct. So now you're getting more of your back to the target, right? You're keeping your spine in a good position. I don't see it floating away from us, okay? So that's going to get us a lot more consistent. Does that make sense? Right? And I kind of use this thing jokingly. It's funny that you shoot guns, but if I was shooting a gun, right, I'm not going to move my head over here to go shoot it, right?
No.
I'm going to keep it as center as possible, right? Same thing here, right? We want to make sure that we're turning our head around that, right? So if I just look at your ball cap, right, and I put a line like right there, you can see how the back of your ball cap will kind of almost touch that line a little bit, right? Just like what we see with JT here.
Yeah.
Okay? Any questions of what we kind of worked on today?
Not really.
Okay.
But you do think that maybe because of my arms being shorter that the club length is a little short.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody's different. Right?
Yeah.
Some people have long arms with short clubs. Some people have tall chests with short arms, short chest with long arms. There's
I got long legs and short arms. It's a terrible combination.
Correct, you know?
For weightlifting, bench press was amazing. Deadlifting, nightmare.
Gotcha. But those are the things that we want to kind of work on right there. Okay, so first things first, right? Order up a little grip trainer, right? Work on your grip. Okay, that's how I would start, right? Work on your grip. Next thing, work on your posture. Get ourselves in that posture. Do that 100 times, right? Get yourself used to that feel. Okay. Next thing is as we kind of talked about a little bit, get yourself an impact bag, right? And maybe a couple. You got alignment rods, but just kind of make sure that you feel like you're swinging out towards the second baseman. Okay.
Yeah.
Try to get your club path to a positive or out to the right. Okay. And just work on closing the face. Okay. For right now, all I do is I would just kind of get into what I used to call junior mode and just kind of swing to here and swing to there. Okay. Just be a kid again, right? Just hit the ball, feel the ball on the face going left a little bit for us, okay?
Okay.
Don't try to swing too hard at this point. Just enjoy the game. It's a game for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the biggest things. That's why, like, what's funny, my father-in-law, so he plays, he's not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm better at him than already now, and I just started.
Gotcha.
He's been playing for like 10 years.
Okay.
He's not good. But one of the things that's funny is when I've been to driving ranges, and my biggest thing is because of my size, I can't, like, if I overpower, it's just like pure power going through the ball, but it goes nowhere because I'm not having any actual rotation.
Yeah.
So I got to remember to stay relaxed, even though I have the power to move.
Oh, absolutely.
But I just got to remember to stay, I don't know, I swing everything about 3/4. Like, my pitching wedge was like not everything I had. That's like 3/4. That's like a relaxed swing.
Perfect. That's all we need
Yeah.
right there. Come on in, my man. Reese, right?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing? Tim McElvain. Nice to meet you, my man.
Yes, sir.
How's it
You want
going?
to kind of sit down? We're about to finish up here in just a second. I'll be with you in just a minute. But those are the things that we want to kind of work on right there. Right?
Yeah.
Grip, stance, posture, right? Swing direction. I would, obviously talk about getting an impact bag. I think those are beneficial for what we're trying to do and stuff like that. But those are the things that we want to kind of work on. Okay. Any questions of what we kind of worked on? Any?
None right now.
Okay. Okay.
Probably as I start practicing, you'll get a text
Oh
message.
yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. There's a point when we're doing a drill and we're doing it correctly, and then we kind of go through it, right? So once we kind of do that, we got to kind of step back, repause, and restart a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's not uncommon at that point, right there.
Yeah.
But really, the big thing is, if anything, we could take away from today is fixing the grip,
Yes.
right? Getting in a better posture, number one. And then I think really if we could do the tilt and turn drill, that's going to give us a lot better range of motion for what we're trying to do. And I think it takes away that power and it starts to put in that rotation with speed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Any other questions for today?
No, sir.
All right, my man. Go have at it, man.
Oh, yeah. I got to be at Elder Ford at 10.